Welcome to another episode of Your Opinion Don't Count, where any and everything goes, and there's no room for thin skin and safe spaces.
It's DJ.
It's currently original.
It's Tito.
It's Adam.
Your name is Rico, goddammit.
Also, my alter ego.
That was bloopers from
Yes.
Rush Hour 2, by the way.
Yeah,
Alright, so listen.
Yeah.
Before we start this episode again, put your comments, folks, please. All viewers, new, past viewers, new viewers, please hit the subscribe, hit the notifications button. Comments, likes, please. Anything you all say, we will respond to it. Thank you, appreciate it.
And hit that ding bell.
Yeah, so this week what we want to do.
Hit that ding ding bell.
This week what we gonna do, right? Shut up, bro. Shut up.
All right, go ahead.
Today is a continuation of last week.
Part 2.
So last week, if you didn't watch, we were talking about our views on the biggest issues in the country today. Me and DJ did that. If y'all need to catch up, go ahead and watch that episode. And today we gonna let Dito and Rico are currently disgusting. If currently disgusting wants to get in on this too, we will. So who's gonna take us into this first?
So one of my topic is food waste and waste in general, because I think in America we don't do much recycling. I mean,
and this is the biggest problem.
This is in my opinion,
Much recycling.
this is a big problem. America
does probably the most recycling than any other country.
No,
Definitely not.
I believe we do.
definitely not. Recycling, you know how much landfills we have, bro?
That don't mean we don't do a lot of recycling.
I mean, we do. I mean, lately they try to recycle, but you have countries out there that are way more efficient.
All right, before you get into that, explain.
But food waste.
Yeah.
Food waste, we do waste a lot of food as well. I think that's a big problem. Yeah, bro, because a lot of people is go hungry, and I don't see why we wasting food.
But explain the wastage. Where's the food being wasted? Not to say that I don't get it. I want you to explain your view of where wasted food is.
The grocery markets throw out a lot of food. You buy food from the grocery market. We throw out a lot of spoiled food from our fridge that never got eaten. Restaurants throw out a lot of food.
Yeah, restaurants
It's
throw all kind of food.
Like this report from 2018, in fact, close to a third of the world's food production is wasted each year, accounting for roughly 1.3 billion tons and nearly $990 billion. In the United States alone, Americans waste 160 billion of that total. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot, bro. If y'all want the percentages, which is nearly 30 to 40% of the entire U.S. food supply. You know, I mean, we're talking 30, 40%. That's a lot of food.
With the percentages, bro.
If you look at from like a restaurant aspect, like that's food cost. That's money, bro.
All right. So
I mean,
I used to work in retail. You also, so you might go with this. And I agree with what you're saying for one reason. When you in retail, so they have this thing where if the food is to expire within a certain amount of time, say a month, 2 weeks, depending on what it is, they will make you expire the food prematurely and throw it in the trash. And they have to have some way to verify that it was trashed instead of like given to an employee or something. Now the food doesn't expire for like 2 weeks.
you talking about retail or
It's retail. I said
or
retail.
the restaurant
Retail.
industry?
Retail.
You mean like grocery stores and
Yes,
Okay.
that
That's
constitutes
retail.
as retail.
retail. All right, okay.
He just need a percent of what retail is.
So I understand that because that food isn't bad yet. So you could actually give that to people and they could do that. But in a restaurant, what is your solution for the food? Like they cook a certain amount with the anticipation that they're gonna have this amount of heads for the night or tabletops or whatever you all call it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with the food that's wasted? How do you suggest getting around that?
I think we need to begin with eating smaller portions because
But I'd be hungry after a small
bugging.
portion food.
You bugging.
yeah, well,
I ain't with that.
if y'all hungry, just
Order a second portion.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. But
So you can
what
charge
if they
me
eat
double.
the whole portion though?
well, that's good. That means you consumed all the food and none is going to waste. I mean,
Right.
as far as
I don't waste food, bro.
I mean, we know, know what I mean? But
So all right. So
I ain't saying that's that can solve the problem, but
you saying smaller portions,
in
right?
the restaurant industry, it's hard. It's a little more challenging.
You
And
you have to portion out every plate fairly equally because people paying for this. So you got Tito on one hand, and then you got you on the next hand on a sober day. You ain't eating what Tito eating, so why should Tito have to eat this small portion that you're eating because you can only eat a certain amount? Where, not to say that Tito is a glutton or anything like that, but at the same time, he's not full from what fills you.
Because,
know,
bro,
I know,
one of
but-
y'all skinny and one of y'all big.
right, I
And
know,
big niggas
I know,
is
but-
usually eat a lot.
but if we got a big chicken dinner, right? Chicken winner, know what I mean? We got a big chicken dinner. Tito buy one, I buy one, right? Same price. Tito eat all his food. I don't eat all my food. I gon' waste it. Know what I mean?
Okay, and
The restaurants still get their money. Know what I mean? But
and your solution to that is to give Tito a small portion as well as you?
I'm not saying smaller portions. I'm saying start with smaller portions. I think it could benefit.
Okay, so
Um,
wouldn't that work the restaurant twice as hard?
not necessarily.
I mean, and considering the fact that you order
Not
your small
necessarily.
portion, I order
mean,
mine.
I mean, obesity is another big issue in America, but
You cheating. You can't have two issues. Fuck all of you.
but I mean, we should get more creative when we have food going bad in our fridge. We
I
just
mean-
throw it out. A lot of people throw out food, and then supply and demand. These
I don't think
big
we
companies.
I don't think we necessarily
These
trying to throw out the
groceries-
food
these
that's in
grocery
our
stores.
house. I got kids, so some of these kids need their last whoop when they don't want to eat. Oh, I don't want that no more.
No, but a lot of
yeah.
food goes to waste.
mean-
you know what I mean?
I mean, for the restaurant industry, and they could be proactive about that and sell two different size portions, like some restaurants do. They
Do like
say,
a half
you could
portion.
half portion, yeah.
And then what do you say about that? If you're doing half portions, right? I cool with the half portion deal, but you got somebody that's gonna order it regardless the big size. They ain't gonna eat it, but
Yeah.
they paid for it. Not to say that because you paid for something that means wasting it is okay, but how are you gonna combat somebody? You can't tell them, well, you
How
ain't
you
gonna
gonna
eat all
enforce
that.
that basically?
Yeah, you can't enforce that because
What,
if I
smaller,
decide to-
smaller portions.
What
No.
you gonna what you gonna charge a nigga double
If-
for not
if-
eating all his food if he ordered a big portion?
hey, at some buffets, if you waste food, they will charge you.
Yeah, them Korean barbecues do
They
that
charge
shit.
you by like the half pound of wasted food. So, I mean that is a good idea, but you think if people start enforcing that, how many people gonna want to eat? But I think
No.
you can deter your
I-
customers.
I,
bro.
I think that plays into like a larger role within the country in terms, or rather a larger problem. Whereas here in America, we eat so much processed and artificial foods, like flicking Pop Tarts and flicking cookies and
Nigga,
all
Pop
that.
Okay, so
Tarts,
it's
but
a-
they got toasted strudel.
Nigga, Pop Tarts off the chain, bro. But
No.
toasted strudel, the original cherry straw, whatever's the red one. That shit is
Nah,
the greatest.
but I mean, like,
Pop Tarts.
I mean, all this is artificial stuff. You know what I mean? We've over the decades have so transitioned away from eating all natural foods and stuff like that. I think just going back to that would be a big help. But I mean, company is all about making money, so they going to make something that tastes delicious, regardless of how fake it is, for you to eat, as long as your body could digest it. Even though it does nothing for your body at all, it's like, oh, that tastes good to you. Bing. Like Oreos. Oreos fucking delicious. but that's some fake ass shit.
Wait, fuck you, man. Don't never talk about Oreos.
I know, but I ready to fight this nigga, Dread.
The
Talking
image-
about
just
Oreos and shit, bro.
Side note, right? To correct myself, America is not. We are actually one of the smallest when it comes to recycling. In comparison, Germany recycles 68% of their waste, where we recycle about 35%.
That's a big ass.
Okay, but
difference.
does our 35% equate to more waste than their 68%? No.
You're
No,
saying-
because
so-
the U.S. only makes up 4% of the world's population, whereas and there's other countries who's mentioned in this thing, whereas India and China makes up 36% of the population and generates 27% of the waste, and they recycle far more than U.S. also. So U.S. is actually a small number of recos, right?
Yeah, and actually, I mean, shit, I didn't know,
Shit,
but
I
we
should
But-
second, we second to Australia in the most wasteful country in the world.
And then, you know, it's kind of funny, we should have noticed that no recycling is be going
Yep.
down. When you want the McDonald's line, and these them just rest their cup under the cup.
No, yeah, it's a lot of.
A lot of dirty motherfuckers out there in the U.S.
No, but I mean, he just say we second as the most wasteful country in the world. So even though we only have a small population of the world, a small percentage of the world's population, apparently we produce more waste.
And
than
still
everybody else.
don't do as much as recycling.
Yeah,
as another place.
percentage wise. That's why I asked in terms of actual, you know, wastage.
Like,
you know what I mean?
why you gotta get technical with it though? Like, yeah, we smaller than Germany or whatever the case, but at the same time, they still recycle way more better than us.
But I saying if Germany produces 1,000 pounds of wastage a year and they recycle 60% of that, right? That's 600 pounds of wastage that they recycle. Versus if America produces 10,000 pounds of wastage and we only recycle 35% of that, we still recycle 3,500 pounds. That's what, 6 times as much as them? 6 times as much. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm not saying that we can't do better.
Because we produce more waste than them.
Yes, so I'm not saying we can't do better percentage wise. You know what I mean? We can, of course, we could do better. We could always do better until we get to 100% of recycling. But I'm just saying, like, what aspect are they better? Is it comparing apples to apples or apples to oranges? Like, is it?
Apples and oranges are biodegradable, so we won't be comparing those. Listen, man, that's
And they both delicious too. But apple juice better than orange juice.
no boy. It depends on what you're eating. So talking about waste, right? And what you eat.
You don't eat
Right.
juice.
They say 85% of our food waste is from stores, restaurants, and homes.
Where else they gonna be
Uh,
from?
What-
Hold on, mate.
Hold on,
mate.
so where the
No,
next
yeah.
15% from?
The wild.
Y'all don't have a brain, bro. Like, for real. Like, it could be from farms. It could be from fucking.
But I mean, hold on. What
I
you
still
hold
don't
on,
get it. I still don't get it.
hold on.
I
How
mean,
farms is good.
Stores and restaurants and homes aren't the only places that waste food.
Where else is waste food?
I
Farm.
just told you. You
And?
could have.
But
could have-
how is that even measured? Because if the farm grows it off the tree and the apple drop off the tree and rot in the ground, is that actual? Does that
Does that
Constitute
count
waste.
as food wastage?
waste?
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
sure
so.
it does.
No, it can't.
because you can't even measure that.
Because you
What
didn't even
mean,
know it
bro?
happened.
No, these y'all think these farms don't pick their fruits off the ground? Like, if it falls on the ground and
And
it's
they
perfectly
call
good
they
fruit?
call
No,
the
no.
waste people and be like,
But-
oh,
but
so
I'm
add this to the
talking about
percentage.
the fruit that actually wastes.
That actually goes.
If
to
it drop
waste.
on the ground and you could still use it, I mean, if I go and go to pick an apple
Yeah,
and it drop
but
on the ground, shit,
it-
I'll
yeah,
pick it up and
it-
clean it off.
After they take their harvest,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? You got local farmers. What if they don't sell all their produce? You know what I
Okay.
mean? It have to go to waste.
And how do they
But-
judge the amount of food that's wasted in a home? Because I watch him take a samurai
Right,
sword
'cause-
and chop up an apple.
Because
nobody
even
knows.
as you saying that, I
That
know
happened for
farmers.
real?
I mean, local farmers I
Damn,
know
man.
would reuse that stuff to make into compost to use as
Yeah.
fertilizer. So
Yeah, and
I
that's what we do at our restaurant. We got a food waste bin, but regardless, the food is wasted. Even though
So what
it goes
happens
to-
with the
to
food
ma-
waste?
It's, it they take it and they make it into compost, into soil.
All right, so
Yeah.
let me ask a question then. Since
And you
we're
can go
talking
buy
about
the
waste,
soil, yeah.
how you all feel and viewers comment on this one, please. We talking about waste. They got people out there who be dumpster diving like in the back of Publix and stuff, and
I've done that.
What?
have you?
I am not eating no steak. What?
No, they got like clothes packages like people is doing.
I
like,
know,
they do
right.
it.
And well, with this,
Like
Yo.
some yogurt.
Yeah,
Like
right,
would
right.
you?
Say,
I got.
Would
Hold
you,
on, let me read.
hold
it.
on. Before you read that, would you eat a yogurt that was in the trash bin in Publix, just been thrown out that day? It don't expire for like 4 more days. It's in a container. You wash that container off. Would you eat that yogurt?
Yes and no. I wouldn't go out my way, obviously,
To
and be
jump in
like,
the
damn.
dumpster.
I ain't getting no fucking
but if
dumpster,
someone
daddy.
say, listen, like if it comes down to my hunger and my survival, yes, I'll eat that yogurt. And but
Rats in the dumpsters.
But
I
this
ain't
is
eat-
saying, it's saying, here are some important causes of food waste in America. Expiration date confusion. Label confusion is believed to account for 20% of the consumer's waste at a value of 29 billion.
What-
So
when you have
just to add to your
expired by.
dumpster.
Nah, because they got
diet.
expired by and sell by dates
Right,
and
right,
best
right,
by, and these things they people think if it says sell by, that means it's wasted. They just have to sell it by this
Right,
time.
right.
Or they have to expire.
Or milk. How much milk we don't
Ah,
throw out in
bro,
our lives?
Bro, the
Nah,
date
yeah.
on the milk is the
Milk.
date that going in.
I
the
know,
garbage.
but you
Not all
got
the
some
time.
people,
Not
but
all
you
the
got
time.
some people who would be like, yo, like valid like 2 days
But
after.
you know, it's crazy.
King
about
man, I
that.
drink some milk and some cereal.
Hold on.
Expire like the day after, and you don't realize it. You eat that, you be like,
Hold on. But
But
you know, it's crazy
you're
about
right.
that. You know, it's crazy about that is that we just throw that away, but you have companies that take that,
I recycle that
res-
milk.
use it for
On-
buttermilk.
No, but if y'all realize, look at the bottom of every milk carton. There's a number in a triangle.
Okay.
That's to tell you how many times that milk was recycled. Because when they put it on the shelf, and
Alright.
we
Are you
send
sure?
milk.
Are you sure it's not the container that's been recycled? I'm asking. I don't know.
Huh? I can get this information
But-
for you. Where we go? Where you going, bro? I don't think you can step away when it's your topic. I think we need to move forward to another topic if that's the case.
Bro,
But-
honestly, bro, the food waste thing, I don't think that's a. I mean, it's a big deal because America fucking be nasty when they ready. But
Nah, but I mean things like that we gotta address in terms of
Yeah, I back, my bad. Yeah, had
No,
to deal
but-
with something important.
but things like that because like I said, I went dumpster diving before when I was living in North Carolina. I used to fucking volunteer for a thing called Food Not Bombs, right? And with Food Not Bombs, you would cook for homeless people. But
Yeah.
oh, it's a bombs. Is this bombs or moms?
Food Not Bombs. Yeah. So
It's a food created bomb. Just went off to it. Anyways,
That's
use
going
the
up. Yeah. Run that.
yeah, so
run it.
So you used to dumpster dive, right? Because we would go to the food stores and stuff like that. We'd go to the food stores and try to get food from them, and they wouldn't give it to us because for them it's a liability.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? It's the same thing even with the bread.
And
Pane-
restaurants.
But Panera Bread, like we would be able to go to Panera Bread and they would give us their bread, right? Because Panera Bread just get rid of their bread on a daily basis, and they
Yeah,
just
and they
make all
give it
their
out.
bread fresh. So they would give it to us to give away because that's not a liability because it's fresh made bread that day.
And to me, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, as far as this liability shit, like these corporate companies, they know they could create forms and I mean for you to sign off and say that they not liable.
That
you know what I mean?
That kind of fucked up though. Like honestly, like if you look at it, right? Why they just don't throw shit out when it really expires, bro? This way it won't be a liability. Like, hey, eat
No.
that at your own risk.
No, but that's the thing. They're giving away food that they are getting ready to throw away, right? So, because they getting ready to throw it away, but if they give it to somebody that's that's a liable reason for people to sue them. Regardless of if you know this information. So that's why they don't do it. So we look around and we dumpster dive. We get fruits, vegetables, all that type of stuff from it, and we made food for the homeless.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand where corporations and stuff are coming from as to why they don't go ahead and.
Yeah, but when you expiring
For
something 2 weeks
liability.
ahead of time, bro, that's
I mean, they have guidelines and stuff that they have to abide by too.
yeah.
You know,
But-
they don't want to throw something away because that's lost revenue for them.
No, they get paid. They get money kicked back to them for that.
Reimbursement?
Yeah.
No, they
Not
get
for
they-
everything.
Not for everything.
What
but
about, like,
that's
fruits and-
reimbursement for cost. Again, that's still lost revenue. Even though I spent
Yeah.
$10 on this, and they don't even get reimbursed for the full thing. They get reimbursed partially of it because that's it. There is a in any business, risk reward type thing. It is part of the business that
I can't
everything may
see
not be
that
sold.
because I don't know the full facts to this, but I can't see that because
Bombs.
the company the company that I was working for at the time, the amount of stuff that was wasted, if they're not getting their full cost back, they was losing millions
Yes,
on a regular basis.
they do lose a lot of money.
Yeah,
But
they
they
lose
make
money.
up money. That's part of their thing. Is certain things they're gonna make a lot of money on, certain things they're gonna lose money on.
Like yeah.
So let me ask you something. The dumpster diving, did you eat any of that dumpster dive?
Yes, I did.
food? What'd you eat?
Well, it was in soup. Like
Don't
it
tell
would
me-
get fruits and
Oh, it
vegetables
was
and
in
stuff.
soup too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I could eat something dry. It gotta be dry.
No.
The nigga say it was in soup too.
Damn.
Nah, we would get like it would be fruits and vegetables and stuff, and there we'd go. We'd look over and see what it is we could use
Yeah, you
and not
wash
use.
it off.
We wash it off.
Ain't
wash
no
it off and
different
cut it
than an
up.
apple dropping in a pile of shit.
Yeah.
They wash it, send it to Walmart. We pick it up, buy it. Know what I mean? Eat
Get
it.
out of like yo.
I mean,
I don't eat apples. I haven't
You
eaten
eat-
fruits
you eat
for
oranges,
many
like-
years.
Yeah. So
with the thick skin.
yeah, so
'cause
it's
you
like
know
that,
thin
and
skin,
we
know what
take
I
it
mean?
back. We take it back to the lady who ran it. The lady who ran it, we go back to our house and then we cook the food. So we chop up the veggies, everything. We make soup because soup
you
was the
said
easiest
they-
thing to do.
Soup. What
Yeah.
kind of soup are we talking about?
Like a lot of it was vegetable soup.
Because I was about to ask you. I never heard of apple soup.
No,
Minestrone.
No, 'cause we would get-
minestrone,
you would get potatoes out there.
Potatoes?
Yeah.
chicken gnocchi.
Potatoes is like the borderline of where you don't fuck with that. Potatoes get nasty when they start to get soft.
And they can
Yeah, but
soak
that's-
up. They can soak up juices.
But that's where you examine the thing. Potatoes, tomatoes.
So-
I
green
blame people
peppers.
like you for
Okay.
why homeless people have all these damn diseases, feeding them garbage food.
I think
I
we
ain't got
should,
no disease. I eat this shit too.
I think
Did you get tested for diseases?
the company I work for,
Yes,
right?
yes,
They do
so.
like a yearly annual homeless drive or whatever, right? Which to me is bullshit because with the amount of food they throw away, it's like, come on, like
We should do
like
this daily.
they have so many they have so many
We're gonna do
different
this once a year, but we throw away
for
food
real,
every day.
For real, like they
Just
have
like
so
the
many
veterans, bro.
organizations, know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So many co-companies. It's like, come on, like y'all could create an organization that could collect all this food we waste. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you
and
could-
sign off on a form saying they're not liable because
They ain't even
legally
gotta,
they could do that shit.
I mean, the company ain't even got to do that because it's a large company. They could actually create like a homeless shelter type thing and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still part of our corporation, so therefore, hey, the food done. If it ain't going to be sold, if we're going to get rid of it, let's transition it here. And then from
Right.
that point, if they don't use up all of it to
Then
give
it
out
goes
that
to
day, then they can throw it
compost,
away.
right. But what y'all think about since we on waste? You know what I mean? And we ain't trying to waste no time. What y'all think about? What y'all think about? This ain't an American problem per se, but the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's more like a worldly problem. But it's waste.
I see.
It's-
It's a dude who just created something to like clean up the oceans, like let us go out there, and he's actually making that smaller right now. I mean, it affects ocean wildlife, so yeah, I think it's an issue.
I love fish.
Me too.
I just saying.
I mean, like,
So you know why I get into pollution? I just like
Nah, but like that shit is like ridiculously big, like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, but
miles.
like I say, somebody he just created something to like it picks up the garbage out of the ocean and then it separates it.
I
into-
know, but that ain't gonna do the whole. That ain't gonna do the job.
Over time it will. Ain't gonna do it in one shot, but
just
over
shoot that
time.
man dreams down. I didn't gonna do the job.
I mean, that could
How do
it
you
could
know?
clean up like lakes and stuff for like counties and
No, like he's actually
State.
working on the Pacific
Pacific garbage patch.
patch. Yeah.
Yo, that shit just growing though. Like if you can't clean it up as fast as it
take a
grows,
look at this.
that's crazy. It's like twice the size of Texas right now.
That's how big it is, bro.
Yeah,
At the size of Texas,
nearly double the size
I don't. Are you sure?
in the Pacific Ocean, just swirling around. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It gathers in that spot because like the water, the ocean currents.
Yeah.
It sort of brings it together in one big garbage patch, which is insane.
That's something. But that's crazy that it all gathers right there. It's like, hey,
I mean, at least you got one spot.
but to clean up.
Yeah, but
That's crazy. They got a North Atlantic garbage patch, an Indian Ocean garbage patch, a South Pacific garbage patch. I guess the one you talking about
Pacific
is the
biggest
biggest
one. Yeah,
But I mean, like
shit.
the issue with that is even if I mean America being like because we the biggest
they
country
take charge.
take charge in so many different things that even you know because like but they talking about climate change and things we could do for that, right? Whereas they say we produce 15% of carbon emissions, right? And we are constantly reducing that. Flipping China produces like 45% of the world emission, and it's the same thing with the garbage and stuff like that. So even if we eliminate as much as we could do, we still got to get these other countries on board.
And but as far as like
That's crazy, bro.
as far as like waste, each country got their landfills and how they dispose of waste. I mean,
Right.
it's sad that some countries don't. They just
Yeah.
skim through the trash. But like as far as like the ocean, no one feel like solely responsible for it.
Yeah.
So it's just
I see this
It's
one
just
thing.
going
I
bigger
can't
and
remember
bigger.
I can't remember the country, but could be Philippines or some shit like that. But they got this like near 100% recycling process where they burn the stuff, and instead of it being like negative gases that from that burn, it's like positive gases, and then the ash particles from that. They I think they mix it with food and then it is feed the fish or some shit like that, bro. Like they got this whole thing. I can't remember like where it is, but I seen it a few times. I seen like the ad for it on YouTube.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, for real. Like
It's like a recycling process that eliminates
that- all waste.
Yeah.
Like because you know like you can't really fully recycle something
waste,
without
yeah.
some waste being.
matter is neither destroyed or
But you
some
know
shit
it's
like that.
you know it's crazy.
No.
Some scientific
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Some smart shit.
Yeah.
Even if it's not destroyed.
Matter is neither destroyed or
Energy is neither
Energy- yeah,
destroyed
something
nor
like that.
created. It just changes form. But I mean, with
and
that,
E,
I
and
think
E equals MC square. You know what I mean? Yeah,
How
I
you
didn't
figure
think
that
of
one
that.
out?
I didn't think of that.
How you figure that one out?
History, bro. You gotta step off.
So
these
who
motherfuckers,
discovered
you know what I
that?
mean? You know, Einstein.
So break that down.
Know what I mean? Energy, mass, something like that. Know what I mean? Time to the power of 2 square equals E. Equals E. So,
What is E?
E equals
What is E?
energy.
If you-
Know what I
Alright.
mean?
As long as you know what it is.
Ecstasy. E is ecstasy. Ecstasy equals
Alright.
M. Yeah.
Let's do a little 30-second wrap up on it. Or you
But
got
yeah,
something
like
like
no. I was saying that like some of these larger corporations, what else they got to do too is they got to look in investing in like you see so much shit on YouTube and stuff where people are actually doing positive stuff. It was I think he's a science teacher in Jamaica. There's a video out there where he turns plastic into diesel gas. And whatever process it is he has,
And let that shit get in the air, pollute the air with some black smoke.
it creates no smoke because of the process that he has. Yeah, he has another
The
it-
future, nigga.
like a catalytic converter. So is the process that it goes through the bad particles of it, then combined with another chemical to make it inert. So
Sounds like a lot of
Make it
chemicals.
margarine.
Yeah.
You get butter out of that shit.
nah, but the thing is,
Easily spread.
Easy spread. Throw that in the pan and watch it turn back to plastic.
but I mean, you have people that creating these little things just like that that are beneficial for the planet as a whole, that they could, these multi-billion-dollar companies could invest into these people and say, okay, let's take your product, your design or whatever, let's improve upon it, let's get this out there for us to, better the world.
Yeah,
Sound-
but go. I'm sorry.
Sounds horrible, but you know what? War is more profitable than trying to clean up the earth. No, cleaning up the earth don't
Man,
make no one money.
And on top of that, ain't you was telling you the nigga that tell me this dude made this engine that us run on a gallon of gas or some shit,
Yeah,
and
bomb.
instead of making it, to for everybody, one company buy it and like keep that shit on the wraps, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I go, but what are you doing?
What are you doing, bro?
Trust me, dog. Y'all ain't want no part of this, dog. Y'all ain't want no part of this.
speaking
Aight?
of pollution,
Too bad y'all can't smell on the camera, know what I mean?
Wow.
I dropping bombs on the
There we go. Give us your 30-second wrap
A
up.
30
Start
second, know what
now.
I mean?
he done used
When you
15
eat
of
that food, you get waste. That's what I doing right now. That's what I dropping right now. Some waste, know what I mean?
Oh,
But nah, but I ain't talking shit, know what I mean? For
You
real.
are talking shit.
Yeah, but
He talking
Nah.
shit particles.
yeah.
Listen, you
That's out the other side of my mouth. But listen, alright. For real. That's why. Get out of my eyes. Oh shit. That shit wide as hell. Alright, as far as homeowners, as far as food waste go, homeowners, they could get a little creative here and there before food start to spoil and create a meal so they could waste less. as far as restaurants go, I've worked in some restaurants where they gathered their food waste and they donated it to a good cause. Some restaurants don't want to be liable for that. I think they should stop thinking with their pockets and really get on board to making a change if they really want to, tackle this hunger issue or homeless issue in America. And then, as far as retail, Walmart and Publix and all them throwing out food. I don't know. I never worked in that part of it, but just stop ordering shit, yo. Like,
We out of everything.
Yeah, like it's okay to run out of shit. Like if you
No, it's
can't
not
get
okay.
apples, you know what I mean? Like it's alright to not supply the demand that we asking for. It's okay, you know what I mean?
but that's crazy
That's-
too.
That's business.
Because there's a point in time when you couldn't get strawberries at a certain time. Now you can get strawberries
It's all
living
year round.
So,
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I get what he's saying. Let shit be seasonal. Let them, hey,
And
because instead you having 40 different fruits in your establishment that you gotta sell. If you only got 10, but it's a smaller wastage and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, but that's my
As
10,
far as this
my 10
this
cents.
wastage goes, there's a lot of places, restaurants and stuff like that. And I ain't throwing it solely on restaurants, retail stores and stuff too, right? So this food goes to waste when it is not particularly expired. I think they need to get organizations put together to, especially with like restaurants and stuff, food that's perishable now, to go to. You got a lot of places where kids are like they orphans and stuff that they don't really have food. They rarely eat. There's kids in school because my wife used to do a thing called backpack buddies, and they, they'd have
Yeah, I've
donations.
heard
They
of
can't.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have canned goods and stuff donated to one place, and then they'll kind of like separate it into little bags, and they'll deliver it to certain schools in certain amounts for kids that applied for it, because apparently some of these kids go home and don't eat from the time they leave school on Friday night until they get back to school on Monday. And, these kids, like, I'm picking on any place, but like chicken spots that make too much chicken and throw that shit out at night, or burger joints or whatever it be, like they need to find a place to where they could drop this off and let people know that meet up here at this certain time on these certain days, and we will have food donated to us. It ain't unlimited amount, it ain't a certain amount already allotted there, but whatever is brought in, we'll give it to people in need, obviously with some way to figure out to know who needs it or not, so that people could actually eat this food, it don't go to waste, and it could touch on the homeless people and the less fortunate, the kids, especially for me with kids. If a kid ain't eating from Friday to Monday, bro, I can't go a couple hours without food. So, kids growing. I think that's a way that they could combat some areas of it. I can't speak on every aspect, but that's stuff that I feel should go into place.
Well, I don't even got much to say on it. Y'all kind of.
Well, then we can skip your 30 seconds, Tito.
Y'all kind of.
Don't give the 30 seconds to Tito, though.
Y'all
Because it'll
kinda-
be 2 hours.
Y'all kind of speak on everything I spoke on, but I also think that's a problem that America ain't focused on fixing either. So,
Yeah, true.
but yeah, I mean, and the simple answer is just be considerate with what you when you go to buy food or eat food or
Oh,
whatever
you
the
gotta sound
case.
so intelligent.
Or whatever the case. Just for real, bro. Like, because when you really look at it, bro, like, the amount of, like, you go to a buffet, the amount of food you take up is based on your own eyes. Like, your own eyes or,
Right. I am guilty in this moment. Stop.
okay. Okay. Fucking greedy
I
ass
don't
nigga.
wanna-
You don't go to jail for that, Adam. Calm down. Like,
Yeah, but you talking on.
but I just saying, like,
Your fat ass guilty here too.
oh, what you mean? Nobody? I good?
Let's go to Golden Corral today then.
Oh, fucking horrible ass Golden
No,
Corral.
there's a solid Golden Corral.
Hey, fuck Golden
I
Corral.
promise
boy.
you there's a
There's no
solid
such
one.
thing as a solid Golden Corral.
No, it's clean. It's solid. Trust
That's Platinum Corral.
Platinum Corral. Diamond Corral.
Yo,
But
you
anyways,
used to be the one preaching the Golden
anyways,
Corral, bro.
anyways, until I seen what Golden Corral is be dealing with, bro.
they be
Oh.
they ain't
You
trying
never
to waste
see,
no
you,
food.
you never see the little triangle and the number on the chicken in Golden Corral? So much times that chicken been recycled. Fuck out of here with
They
Golden
have
Corral.
that shit. They have that shit by the trash.
Yeah, you see that
I
shit,
hold
right?
that.
You
They
seen
take
that shit,
Popeyes.
shit
right?
out the trash.
That's Popeyes.
You ain't
Shit.
seen that shit? No, that's Golden Corral.
What you mean, Popeyes making the chicken sandwiches on?
Oh,
the
I
top?
seen that. I seen that.
Alright.
I seen that. But
Oh
Golden
yeah,
Corral.
I ain't seen
Oh,
that.
you ain't seen that?
Man,
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the chicken sandwich yet, but I was
ain't
gonna
had-
have one.
I ain't had it yet
I
either.
think I take it
I
back.
not yet either. But yeah, my
All
little wrap up.
restaurants nasty.
My little wrap up, bro. Just be more considerate.
Hey, I
Um,
mean,
You ain't
jeez,
gotta waste food. But
right about that, bro.
it is what it is. People gonna do what they do, and this ain't a problem, America.
Alright.
Solely focus on. So
30 seconds. You only got 30 seconds. You took last episode 3 minutes.
We got a stopwatch.
Let's go.
Alright.
I watch it.
Well, I think that the government need to reevaluate taxes for companies and stuff like that, and all these tax loopholes and things, because when companies throw wastage and stuff away, it negatively affects their
15.
Don't waste no time.
Yeah. Like every time y'all interrupt me is another 5 seconds. I just saying, just so y'all know, right? So they is interrupt y'all is interrupt me, but with the wastage and stuff, it gives companies the benefit
Okay, time's up.
to then claim certain things on their taxes, loopholes, and stuff like that. So the government gotta do that, and then lessen the amount of restrictions on them, so that these companies could then give food out to help.
So
other people.
you giving a fix to this problem?
Yeah,
Or-
okay. That's a fix.
That's his solution.
Okay, that's
That's
your
my-
final
That's my
thoughts.
solution.
That's
Okay,
his solution.
all right.
Tito for president 2024.
Oh, nah, that nigga ain't beating
Seeing as
Kanye.
we already did that,
This nigga ain't want to beat Kanye, bro.
everybody has put in their 2 cents. Now what is y'all? view on the biggest problem?
You can't buy nothing with
Oh,
8
man.
cents though.
8 cents.
Yeah, babe.
What you buy with 8 cents?
You could buy some for 5 cents.
And you get 3 cents left
I
over.
mean, my wife just buy a pumpkin cutting set on clearance in Walmart for 8 cents. Stock market.
Exactly 8
That's
cents.
crazy.
8 cents. 8 cents. I thought it's the weirdest shit. I was like,
That's
8
so
cents?
that's so convenient.
Why
It
did they
wasn't
even
even
sell
a
that?
dime.
That's
That
so
shit should've been-
that's so convenient.
Wow.
That shit should have been free.
Wow.
Pennies to
I'll
the
take
dollar.
a picture.
What I think the biggest problem in, one of the biggest problems in the country is single parenthood.
Now, hold on. Before you elaborate on that, you saying that in the terms of that there's a lot of it, or
No, my elaboration will answer all your questions.
okay, my fault. Excuse me.
We have a very large single parenthood population in America. Among the black community is 70%. Among the white community is 40%. Hey, I ain't sure what it is among the Hispanic community, but
Nigga, you gotta get all the percentages, bro.
Oh.
We have Hispanic listeners. They want to know
yeah,
some shit too.
bro,
They,
Oh, you
they-
couldn't
I
find
just
it?
saying,
You couldn't find it?
I ain't look for it,
Okay.
but I just saying,
Wow,
right?
that seems
That's
racist.
so cool as fuck, bro.
Yeah, with a dude who named Eduardo. Yeah, it's racist.
Yeah, you kind of
Man,
you see him.
you
upset.
didn't choose that
You see
name,
him
though.
upset
Yeah.
like that's your name though. Like this nigga, like yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, right? So, the reason being is because, like, one of the biggest predictors of whether or not a person will be successful or stable in their life is growing up in a two-parent household, right? I know there are single parents out there that do amazing jobs, and big ups to those single parents out there. I mean, all the respect in the world for what you go through and what you have to do to raise these kids by yourself. But when you have kids growing up in a two-parent household, they get to see both how mother and father should be. Well, in a situation where you have good parents, right? You get to see how mother and father should be around each other, and it helps just prepare you for life in general. It gives you a stable ground to act on. You got you could have a father working, mother be at home with the kids. Sometimes father could be at home. So that's what I think is one of
yeah,
the
they say in
biggest issues.
2015 there were 12 million single parent homes in America. That's a lot. That's a lot, man.
How much percent though? Because I really don't. That don't give me. That don't grasp.
I
it
try
for
to
me.
find the percentage of the Hispanics.
Nah, that
right
give
now.
you a number though. 12 million single parent homes.
And that's a
But
percent
y'all ever
America
see some
of what-
Chinese single parent homes?
Nah, I haven't actually.
Nah, I haven't either.
Yo, they live with
But
everybody
that's-
because property over there expensive. So you gotta live with your grammy, your uncles, your aunties.
Like I said, they live with everybody.
You gotta, single. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that's
Those community
that's a
is
different
different
culture,
culture,
right?
yeah.
I mean, here in America, we got. I mean, we've moved so far away from the family unit. You know what I mean? That they don't. I don't see America as pushing the family unit as being a big thing. But when you go into other cultures and stuff like that, family is a big deal. You know what I mean?
What do you think is the culture? What's the fault of it? Is the
Well,
culture? Or is it
I think it has to do with the culture to some
the
extent.
fault? And what you think is like a solution to it? Because
That-
obviously the single parents don't want to be single
Right.
parents.
That
they want
I-
to go there.
Nah,
children
I think that's a case by case basis because sometimes a woman could be fed up with a guy and just be like, you know what, I'd rather to be alone.
Oh
so
well, yeah, but
It's a case by
but
case
ideally,
I think-
they will.
I think
Some
I
of
would
these
think-
women didn't even tell their man about the baby and they just go about their business and do what they gotta do.
I think there are
I don't think
many,
I know no one like that though.
I think there are many aspects in as to why that has come about. I think government has an aspect to play in that. With at least here in America, with you get money for being a single mother and having kids.
So you
And
think
stuff like
that women are having kids and being single to get a check.
No, that is not what I'm saying. I think it promotes single parenthood.
So if it
Hold on,
promotes
hold-
that
hold
and
on.
they do it,
Can
you're
I-
saying
can I-
that
can I
they
finish?
wanted.
Can I finish? Okay. Right? I'm saying that you're in a relationship with somebody. I don't know why it is, but for some reason when people get married, there's like a stronger bond. Like it's easier when you're in a relationship to say, you know what? I fed up with this relationship. Fuck this. I done. I walking out the door. It's easy to do that, but when you're in a marriage, like there's extra steps you got to go through to separate
Papers,
that ties
legal-
and,
legal
all
shit.
that type of stuff, right? And
Alright.
there's kind of like, you know what? At some point, I mean, obviously people do get divorced. We have a high divorce rate, but obviously at some point, some of these people they go through shit and they'll be like, bruh, let me try and make this work, because divorce is a whole nother thing. Why it is in their head like that, I don't know. But I think that the government, to an extent, promotes them to say, you know what, don't even get married in the first place. So right now, you're just in a relationship with somebody. You guys have a child out of wedlock. And when shit pop off, one could just be like, yeah, fuck this, I done. And then also, there's parts of it where it'd be like, you know what, we don't get married. When it's time to file taxes and stuff like that, but you file it by yourself, we get more money that way.
Even if you're married, you could file
know-
single.
Yeah.
No, but they know you file married, filing single.
Single, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
still, you get a different
You-
tax
you
rate
end
and
up-
stuff like that. Like
you end up losing money
Yeah.
if you are married and you file single, especially if you got kids. It's
Yeah.
better just file together.
yeah. So if you're not married and you filing by yourself and you have kids, you get a lot more money. You know what I mean? So I think the government.
I thought the deduction was a standard rate,
Huh? No, because there are other things you get along with that. You know what I mean?
such as.
Like you got the earned income child credit. Doesn't apply to people who are married or who make above a certain amount. Right? There are a couple other little things
So,
in
hold on,
there
so
while you're filing taxes that.
I do get the earned
Huh?
income child credit. What are you talking
So you
about?
saying all
No,
of these
you
things?
don't. You don't even qualify for how much you make.
Right,
Even if you're
taxes.
single.
Yo, stop talking about my money on camera.
That's
bro.
Nah, I
Another-
didn't say what the number was.
But I mean, they
So
can
you
research what I'm above.
So you basically saying that
Uh-huh.
these things are in place to
So-
promote.
I think that is one of those because this will stem back to because when it came about the welfare system and things like that during 1960s with President Lyndon B. Johnson, he
Ping.
he implemented some of these things to it was said to help the black community, but it really wasn't. Because back before that implementation happened, I think the single parenthood rate in the black community was like around 20%, and since that it is springboarded up to 70%. You know what I mean?
You don't believe this have something to do with like abortion or nothing like that? Like, some people don't want to have abortion. Homeboy don't want to have a baby.
I'm sure that has a part to play.
I think
in it.
that's more of the, and the reason I say that, I ain't like trying to stab at nothing else. But a lot of people these days want to live the single life. And then when a baby come along, they just like, yo, I don't really want that. They leave the woman and the woman's stuck with a baby because they want to live
Yeah, but
single life.
Bachelor.
but this ain't
I don't
just
think it's. I don't
but
think
this
it's
ain't
for a
just
check.
but this ain't just happened now. That's what I'm saying. This been happening from years and years ago. You know what I mean? And I think there's been a
And this is-
progression that
So how is this the number one problem in our society?
because I think it then
In your mind. How
Yeah,
is this?
in my mind, because then it progresses to a whole bunch of other things. When you have children not being properly nurtured as they're growing up, not saying that children don't get nurtured in single parent homes, but it is more beneficial for them just based on statistics of how children in dual parent homes versus
Right.
children in single parent homes grow up, and
And then they view
and
that
how
as
they
the norm.
yeah, and how they interact with life as adults, right? It's a big difference, right? So how you're affected as a child obviously affect you as an adult, and when you become adult, like all these things.
You're
Yes.
saying that a child cannot be nurtured as equally as good in a single parent home as both parents being there.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got things a mother could, you know.
I mean,
teach a child
men and women.
things a
We
father
know
could
we
teach
know
a child.
plainly
Alright.
men and women are different. The way we
All right,
think.
sorry,
the
I
way we
gotta
act, and all
gotta
these
do
things.
this, DJ. I don't mean to do this to you, but us three spoiled motherfuckers had both our parents there. So, seeing as you're the only one that grew up in that household, what less has DJ benefited from his? He ain't soft. He
Well, I
ain't-
mean,
I ain't saying he ain't soft, but
we
I
are-
mean, hold on.
He
Oh,
don't
okay,
lack-
well, I
he don't-
ain't soft. Let me say that I ain't soft.
he doesn't lack discipline.
Okay.
He's not like out there committing
And-
crimes.
Okay.
anymore.
I mean, you talking teenage,
Because
but as
I
an
yeah,
adult.
because I beat my case. I didn't have to do no race.
Exactly.
Next.
But no, but this my thing is he
It's
doesn't
okay. You ain't have to
he
apologize
doesn't
for
he
that.
doesn't know he doesn't know what he's
Yeah,
missing
know what you
because
want on camera.
he hasn't grown up in a 2-parent household.
All right, so
But
No, but you
Hold-
have.
hold- hold
So
on,
what
hold-
do you have that he doesn't?
Can I answer? What I'm saying, what I have that he doesn't, I have a more firm stability ground point as in me growing up. There were things that my dad taught me that my mom could not teach me, such as the hard work ethic that I have.
so your mom
So
couldn't
a
teach you
mom
that?
can't teach you hard work ethic.
I did. Oh my God! You said what I have, bro. What did I receive?
Yeah, but
Okay.
But you what my all right? Stop. Let me.
And it's different for every person.
But you said we're talking about someone that grew up in a 2-parent home
Yes.
versus someone that grew up in a single-parent home
Yes.
that you have received that he hasn't. So you're saying he hasn't received hard work. I don't care that you have that and your dad taught that to you. I
to
want to
answer-
know what you
Well,
got
to
out
answer-
of that
to
that
answer- I can't answer
he
that.
didn't.
I can't answer that. I
Well, you
literally
can't-
hold
you
on, hold on,
can't say hard work ethic.
wait. You said what I have received. That was your first question. Now
He
hold
hasn't.
on.
Interesting.
Hold on. And now what I'm saying, to say what he hasn't and what I have, I literally cannot answer that because I have not lived his life.
All right, so
But
we could say one thing is for sure.
Uh-huh.
We know that DJ's father was not there,
okay,
so he grew up with a mother.
right?
What did you have a father benefit you? That
Again, I cannot say that because I don't know his
so
life.
if you
I
can't say that, your,
Well, I
your
feel
whole
like
assessment.
I feel like
no,
five
whole
years-
assessment is incorrect.
hold on,
because
hold on.
hold on, because this literally came from a study, whereas it shows that people who have 2 parents are better off
In what sense?
in all senses of the word, mentally, emotionally, professionally, economically. They are better off statistically than people in single parent households. Do you have the anomalies? Of course you do.
Whether it's a single mom or single dad.
Yeah. Single mom or single dad.
Now, see, the thing is, so my dad was there, but my mom really is the one that raised
Okay.
me. So,
No, how long was he there?
I mean, early on, he was there. He was there a lot early on. But then when I moved to the Bahamas, it's basically my mom.
Okay.
I
and
was-
how old were you then?
so-
I was about 4, 5 years old.
Okay, so
We
now
talking 25 years of your life.
I got I mean, I agree that it was only her. It was really only her because some of the things that I wanted to be taught by him, I learned myself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So-
There are just certain
such
things in
as
that.
what?
Like fighting,
Ah, the
basketball, sexing,
Alright,
all that shit.
alright,
Like all of that shit.
alright,
Becoming a man.
Sorry,
I learned that-
I white, so my daddy wasn't gonna teach me no basketball because he can't play no basketball. My daddy ain't teach me how to fight.
It's a lot of
What
white.
got-
My
but
daddy,
we live
my
like
daddy.
No,
really,
I mean teach me. I mean
it
teach
was
me,
no
but
conversations.
I
of
mean teach me how
truthfully
to
about
fight.
sex.
But
we ain't live our whole life. I mean, Dito already was living in the States, but I feel like I lived a couple years in a single parent home when our parents was going through their shit. I mean, I still was 14 going on 15. And then y'all know what I mean, would transpire, but like it was like it ain't. I think the base of my childhood, obviously, I had both parents there. You know what I mean? I mean, daddy wasn't really.
Do you
I don't
feel
think
that you
daddy.
lacked something in that time that he was missing?
That daddy was gone. I mean, it was a time mom was gone and daddy was there too. But I feel like my structure was already built because they were together until
For
I was
so much of it.
for so much of my childhood.
The
Also,
structure
but
that you know, though.
Also, too, though, like for me,
but
what I get from y'all dad, I couldn't even get. I didn't get from my own dad. You feel what I saying?
So you
But
agree to
like
what
the-
the
I
girl
feel
said.
like
the conversations I would have with y'all dad, the things he would show me, the insight I would get, like all the enlightenment I'd get, or whatever the case. Like I didn't get that. You feel what I saying?
and I feel like I
So-
get. I feel like I get.
I guess
that
to what
from
Dito
daddy.
saying, the way he can't answer, like he can't answer that because
I feel
honestly,
like-
yeah, go ahead.
I feel like I get that from my father after mom and dad went through their situation. Like growing up, daddy wasn't. I feel like daddy wasn't there for me. Growing up, I don't know about y'all.
What?
There to provide. Yes, we had a home. We had a Christmas tree. We had stuff there. He was there. But growing up, for real, I mean, and this is how I feel. I feel like everything a father should teach a son. I feel like I then experienced that, like personally with daddy, from the age of 15.
Because I
till
teach
now.
Rico all of this
Like,
shit
hold on,
growing
like-
up, boy.
Like what?
How's Rico daddy,
Like-
man?
Like just like a conversation a father would have with his son. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As far as whether it be as like
Rico.
sex or like
Rico.
even shaving, bro. Even
Rico.
like how to shave, like
But
what?
you're welcome. I don't worry.
Shut your
about
ass up.
Hold
You
on,
was
that-
abusive
hold
to
on.
me too.
Oh
So,
shit!
I ain't gonna jump into that.
Hold on,
There's
oh,
a little
shit.
resentment,
Hold on,
but I love you.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
daddy,
my brother.
daddy didn't teach me
It
how
was
to
for
shave
your
neither.
benefit, boy.
And me and daddy growing up, I ain't had no conversation with him about sex.
And
Either.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm
Okay.
talking about my experience. I'm talking about like I feel like that father-son relationship came after mom and dad went through their problem.
Okay.
And I
want me to
feel
tell
like
you something?
I feel like conversations that you would think. I
No,
guess
I'm trying
I
to
don't know how
understand-
other households are, but I feel like conversations fathers and sons would have. I feel honestly, I had that like from the age of 15 up with that. Know what I mean? Not like puberty, 10, 11, 12. Know what I mean?
Okay.
13, 14.
And I mean, based on the stuff you just said, I could say the same thing. That I haven't had those type of conversations with dad until after I was 18.
I think
know
the
what I mean?
relationship all three of us had with him was different.
It was different, yeah,
It
most
was
definitely.
far different.
Of course, but
You
I mean,
were,
and
you
it
were
was-
much more closer to him than either of us.
But I mean, I don't know how that compares to single parent homes. Know what I mean? Because like I close with mom, but like it was a time where I mean, daddy wasn't in the house. at least 2.5, 3 years.
hold on. But we talking before that. You said that even growing up, you think like you said he wasn't really there, right?
For him.
Until
As far
after
as-
he became
Hold on,
he was
hold
like
on, but-
14ish or whatever.
Yeah, but this what I trying to understand. What do you mean in that aspect?
I just told you that as far as father-son interaction, conversations, things you think a father would teach a son. As far as that, he was there. Daddy was there for us. I had a different experience as far as
He said that he was a provider.
as far as provide.
Yeah,
What was
but-
provided? Like
but I mean, he had conversations with us. But
like
I'm
my
saying that-
experience was
I don't
in
think he
there.
had the type of conversations with me and you as equal to with Rico.
My experience isn't to compare to a single parent, a child who grew up without a father that didn't provide. You know what I mean? Like,
hold on.
like,
This
we have food
this
and I
is
mean,
my
like,
question though. I mean,
I
you
got
said,
Christmas gifts and shit like that. Like,
Hold on. You said it was like he wasn't there. Yes, he was there providing, but I don't understand what you mean. What else?
There
What
wasn't,
else?
there wasn't a father-son born, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That's
But-
what I Tito.
But that's what I don't understand, because I've seen Dad talk to him. This is why I'm saying that. Like, I don't understand.
Growing up?
Yes, growing up.
What you mean,
What?
Daddy used
Talk to him how?
Hold on. One, Daddy used to go out with us. We would go on drive
Yeah,
on
but-
Sundays. We'd go out
But
the
he's
morning.
talking about an intimate bond
but
between
it
the
sound-
father and
it-
son, bro.
With everything he just said, it sounds like he's talking about specific conversations. This is why I'm asking. I literally don't understand.
Yeah, but the whole point is this is why you ain't gonna understand this. It's because a nigga like me that ain't had them conversations.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You had.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't have those conversations either, so I don't understand what he's talking about.
But
So you
either way,
feel-
but y'all still had other conversations.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
in the same sense, bro, Dito, bro. Like, all right, like for instance, right? In the same sense, like, let's say I get into something, right? Boom. In that sense, that could have been a situation where my dad really is the best person to talk to me about it, and that's it, right? Let me finish. But boom, dad wasn't there, so it's either the streets, is either the streets, is either just learn from example, learn from your mistakes, whatever the case. Whereas, let's say like dad had a conversation with him, he never had it with you, or whatever the case. All he's saying is certain conversations in general he never used to have.
And this is what I'm saying. He said he feels like there was parts growing up that he was not there. He was there physically providing and stuff like that. And he says he feels that he didn't have the type of conversations that he thinks fathers and sons should have. Right? Am I right so far? Am I correct so far?
Yeah.
And then
right.
the examples you gave was like talking about sex or puberty or stuff like that, or shaving.
Right.
And I said I literally didn't have those
You didn't have those
conversations
conversations.
either.
So how do you feel?
Huh?
How do you feel about it?
So-
how do you feel as far as our parents' relationship and the effect it had on you? You feel like daddy was there?
Yeah,
You feel
I mean,
like-
bro, we used to be doing construction all the time, whether
and,
or
and
not.
that you a bit older than me. So
And with that, it was
experience
that
I had and you had
it was
different.
yeah, it was. I mean, but you were there too, helping with the construction stuff, and there was stuff being.
With construction stuff.
I was not there helping with no fucking construction.
But
I
he
mean,
wasn't
like-
there the whole time. But he would be there helping move rocks and stuff and things like that.
Very little.
yeah,
move rocks.
but yeah, like when we was knocking out the wall and stuff like that, right?
Very, very little
Yes,
Rico
but-
ever had to do any of that. Because the age difference when me and you were doing that, Rico was still a kid.
Yes, he was still
Very
a kid,
young.
but he was still there. He was not doing to the extent we were doing. Clearly,
And not to like,
Right.
not to like put daddy on blast or nothing. Like I love, like nah, I love daddy. Like, know what I mean?
But you
like,
put me on blast though.
like yeah, cause I had to blast your ass.
No, you been blasting us all day, nigga.
hey, another
some
one,
ass.
another
No,
one
no.
in the chamber. About to load up. Click clack, click clack.
You being a little
nah, but I
abusive
mean
to us?
like, yo, I've been smoking weed from young, bro.
okay.
Like,
And this
And
is
a part of
this
that-
is the
a part
reason
of
I
that
was
is because-
abusive to him.
a part of that is because, like, I mean, honestly, I feel like,
Go clear about why abusive
Like-
to you.
to a sense, daddy and mommy provide for us, but I feel like they wasn't there. I'd be in the backyard, and daddy wouldn't come home till late. Know what I mean?
Okay.
And he'd eat many nights. Know what I mean? He wouldn't come home till late, and it'd be like, yo, I ain't gotta worry about daddy. He ain't never here.
I think though,
Know what I mean?
I think where you say mommy and daddy was in there, I had more conversations with mommy. Would sit down and talk with
No,
me
mommy, yeah.
growing up. Like she had conversations. Now, I think because of me, for my situation, because both of y'all have different. I think I had more conversations with him, but it was more me getting in trouble about something. I was being scolded
right.
because I got into so much trouble. So I don't think there was more like.
No. I gonna bring a point to that too. So.
Yeah, I don't think there was so much of him having conversations with me. It was more him catching me either in a problem or something that I did and that's when a conversation aroused, and it was more no homo, and it was him getting down, him getting down on me about something that I did, and I feel like if we had a conversation about this prior to, I may not have done that, and not a conversation and you telling me no, you can't do this, like for example with the air testing thing. If rather you said to me, hey, listen, I know you did it. I know that's what you feel is cool. When you 16, 17, 18, when you are mine, I'll be fine with you making that decision on your own, but you live in my house. This is my reasoning behind it. But when you tell a kid, like what we was talking about, the approach, last 2 episodes, we was talking about approach. So if his approach is more condemning, obviously I'm going to do the opposite. And I think me and him never had those conversations to where you taught me. You only tried to correct. There was no...
But see
and
this...
Hold on. And to say what Rico said, after their mommy and daddy's rough patch, I feel me and him got to a point, there was a lot that I had on my chest that I had to say, you know what? In my heart, I got to just let go of the fact of whatever he's done that bothered me, because I held on to that for a long time. And whether he had accepted it or wanted to talk past that, I was like, this is where I'm at, and I forgive you for it, and we can move past this, and I think we have a way better relationship now.
It's like we're in a psychology situation right now. Sitting now with a shrinking thing.
Nah,
but hold on. But this is my question, because
what point you want to add to?
No, about how you say you got in trouble. Like, even my trouble was like the streets
non-existent.
was
Nah,
my
so,
mom.
hold on,
was,
okay.
My trouble was different from their trouble.
Hold on.
When I got in
No,
trouble,
but what I'm
he's
saying,
saying
I
he didn't have a
alluded
father.
to the fact that dad could speak to you. You feel what I'm saying? And give you a different. Let's
it
listen,
wasn't-
like
it
that's what
wasn't
I'm
a
saying.
speak to.
Well, either way,
Either way,
scolding,
he didn't have that at all.
scolding, whatever the case. Because my mom wasn't my mom ain't more like a scolder. She more like an instruction giver. Like, I won't lead you astray. Just do this. You know what I mean? Because like she wouldn't scold, but I would have to like really fuck some shit up to get like scolded.
I mean, beat you?
even Adam with you,
Your
look
mom.
at
Yeah, if I fuck around,
look at the difference between you and your wife's forms of discipline, or how y'all would address a situation. You know what I mean?
But my life and my father's life is completely different.
No, but we're talking about dual parent households. What I'm saying is, had there only been one of you, like there's only one way that approach would come off. Versus with the both of you, there are 2 ways, and that child experiences them both. And whether or not you could see it then in that moment, at some point it may not even be a actual realization for you, but that teaches you along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Every experience you have
I
teaches
agree,
and informs
I
you.
agree with that, but I don't feel that is the sole point to make, to say that, hey, a single parent home child can't be as successful because there's life lessons that they didn't learn.
I never said that
or
they can't.
or mentally not as stable or stuff like that.
And this is where there are statistics that show that to be the case. You know what I mean? I mean, whether or not we think it or not, whether or not we think it one way or versus the other, there are statistics out where they do studies on this, and they says that, look, a person in a 2-parent household tends to be more successful, more stable, more emotionally secure. You know what I mean? Whether we want to believe it or not. And we could go on anecdotal evidence all day. This is why they do studies. You know what I mean? I mean, sitting down, even talking about us, like...
Where you got this study from?
Huh?
I just
I think the Brookings Institute is one.
I really want to go look this
Yeah,
up.
the Brookings Institute is one. And I think one was from Harvard University. I think it's Harvard.
Some Ivy League
Are these,
school.
are,
Yeah,
these
some
two,
Ivy League
are these 2 white schools?
What?
Are they 2 what?
Well,
the
Prestigiously,
Brookings,
yes.
the Brookings Institute isn't a school.
What is it?
It's a
It's an
research
institute.
Is it controlled by white people?
I don't know.
More than likely it is.
Does it matter?
Yes,
Information is
because you
information.
you just said the white to minority rate of single parent homes are vastly different.
Yeah, and even in the early 1900s, it was vastly different. The white single parenthood in pre-60s, it was like 4%. It's now 20.
But
You know what I
So-
mean?
The world is much larger. The population is.
Yeah, 20% is still 20%. It doesn't matter the population.
my
Yeah,
point.
but all right.
So you say this a big issue, right? And what's your solution? I know you said partial solution, but what's your full blown solution?
I don't have a I don't know.
I
how
mean,
to
I don't
correct
think-
it.
yeah, I don't think there
I
is a
literally
full-blown
don't know how to
solution.
correct it, but I think it's a big issue. I mean, like you said, DJ has attested there are some things that he has not received, right, from being in a single parent home, right. We have grown up in a single parent home. You said that there's part where you think that daddy wasn't there. I mean, for me, I can't even pick on a particular conversation growing up that I can say this is what dad taught me. You know what I mean?
Well, the question
Right.
then is, what have you learned from your father?
And so again, one of the things I said is work ethic. Another thing is integrity growing up. And that is through work ethic and his business and stuff in which he did. You know, him coming home, daddy, he didn't cook all the time, but daddy cooked. Daddy would wash dishes, things that he would do. Like even watching when he cleaned. Like the meticulousness he had in cleaning. Those were things that he may not have been teaching me directly, but as kids, we take in what we see around us, whether or not they're trying to teach us directly. You know what I mean? Like I said, with us growing up on Sundays, daddy would like to go out for a drive, stop by the dock or Montague and get some conch fritters or whatever the case is. And I can't even remember a conversation
on Sundays, yeah.
Yeah, I can't even remember a conversation we had on those days. But what I do know is that is something that we did. And I'm sure that something said or taught or there that has been, that I've involved in my life, I can't say, hey, this is the moment that this happened. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you're talking about 33 years of experience that you can't recall every single thing. I mean, us as humans, we don't recall all the good stuff that happened, right? But when bad stuff happened, we could recall in an instant, right? I remember when me and Adam was kids, I flip in, broke a bottle in the backyard.
His story is a lie.
Listen, I broke a bottle in the backyard, right? And daddy heard the bottle break. He called us up. And I turned to Adam and I said, Adam, tell him you do it. If you say you do it, we ain't gonna get beat. Adam gone up and say, Tito break the bottle. You know what I mean? But that's something, for me, that's something bad that happened,
So
right? Because I get a cut ass off of that.
You snitch. You get beaten too?
He said he get beaten, but I don't believe that, right?
I get
You know-
beaten more than any of us.
So how you get in trouble for that?
Huh?
Hold on.
I got in trouble. I
Wait,
broke the bottle.
Who broke the bottle?
I broke the bottle.
He was there when the bottle
He
broke.
was there. I told him, say it was him because he was younger at that point. I was like, if you
I'm
say
2
you do
years younger than you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like.
yeah, but I was like, if you tell him you do it, we could be good.
He was
You know
younger
what I
at
mean?
that point. He
But-
will forever be younger.
Like he older now, apparently.
Listen,
Yeah, but
listen. All right, so you wonder how I would get in trouble for something of this nature, right? So there was this one time we had an accident because of this careless motherfucker looking at our cousin in the back seat. Our cousin says, "This is the shit your mummies keep on the back floor. There was some important papers." He looks back, and then he proceeds to press the gas while he's looking back.
yeah, like,
He rear ends the car. He's
a
mind you,
black Ford Explorer.
he was dropping me somewhere. So I was like, "Well, I'm already at my location. I'll see you later." I left him. I have nothing left to do with this. What?
He
I-
fled the scene of the crime.
No, I wasn't driving the car. I had nothing to do with this. I had to go. If you was giving someone a ride, you think they was gonna hang around, bro? I gotta go, bro. You fucked up the car. So now, you think, what does this have to do with me? I got in trouble for him wrecking this car. How do I get in trouble for him crashing the car?
I also got in trouble, clearly.
You should have
Yeah,
got in
yes,
trouble. You crashed
yes,
the car.
Yes, but don't make it seem like
saying,
like you
Adam
got in
saying you're
trouble.
supposed to be the only person that got in trouble, not the passenger, not. You see what he's saying? Not anything
Would
like
you
that.
expect to get in trouble?
Hell no. I mean, and I could understand them saying, "Oh, why you ain't stay, nigga?" Because I had to go. I was already where I was.
I could understand that. No, I got in all kinds of hell for this guy crashing a car that had nothing to do with me.
Well, you also got to keep in mind, Adam has a history of getting in trouble for doing shit that he shouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
What did he do in this case, though?
Hold on, no.
Needed
no,
a
no, no,
ride
no, no, no,
somewhere?
no, no.
And I had a history
you're
of getting in
fucking
trouble for
horrible.
some shit that
No,
had
you are-
nothing to do
you are-
with me because he would constantly, and this is why
You're
I said
horrible,
the
bruh.
situation with me and my dad, and I don't care if he wants to stand by it or y'all would. I was picked on by him more. Did it help me out later in life? Yeah, I think I learned some things out of it. I think it made me a better person in the long run because I chose to learn.
So are you saying then, if you did not have a father in the place, that you would not have learned these lessons?
No, I think
Probably not.
if he didn't pick on me the way he did,
So again, if you didn't have a father there, that shit wouldn't have happened. So are you saying that you would not have learned these lessons?
I probably wouldn't have gotten in as much trouble as I did.
Moral of the
if-
story is don't take your ass nowhere.
Nah, listen, I would have gotten less trouble because I agree that his approach to me made me worse than I truly was.
Nah, you also probably would have been in jail too.
No,
Oh, fuck, Dito.
I already been to jail
God
with him
damn.
there
God damn,
Uh-huh.
Dito.
more than 6 times.
Oh, okay.
So,
Let me
how
correct
does
that.
he-
You probably would have been
Nigga,
in prison.
OG on the block.
So
OG triple.
So him being there or not, I would have.
I corrected my statement. I said prison.
No, it wasn't. Can we get into our 30 seconds?
Let's
I
see what's
believe,
happening.
Go ahead, Rico.
Definitely having a father figure makes a difference. You know what I mean? Shout out to mom and dad. You know what I mean? Y'all provide for me all my life, which I respect. You know what I mean? Some parents don't do that.
You gonna send out an extra shout out to your next?
Yeah, so, but, I mean,
I
yeah.
wish you could, babe.
Yeah, I feel like I ain't had that father-son connection until I was like 16, and me and my daddy would go out to the dock and really have one-on-ones on like basically a daily basis, and that's where he played more of a role in my life as far as like influential wise. But I never not had a father, so I can't speak on that, but yeah, I think it makes a difference though.
Yeah, but with that what you just said in terms of having that daily stuff, that's that transition from being a father to being a friend. You know what I mean? Like growing up, there are a lot of people who have fathers that stay fathers, like even after they get old, like they don't create a bond after that with their kids. But then you have some that they transition into being friends. You see it more with mothers and their daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but I still was a teenager, so I still was.
Yeah, I just saying like that's that transition. You know what I mean?
Alright. I'm really offended how he disregarded all the times I picked him up from school.
All the times
I took him places with. I whooped his ass because he was a young teenager.
Yeah.
And you just making noise about all the trouble you used to get in, and you trying to get bigger for all the trouble you put him through.
I didn't put him through trouble. I tried to stop
Plenty
him
trouble.
from trouble.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
plenty trouble.
For all the trouble he got in with you, then.
No, not with me. He got into that trouble by himself. He
And
would
you
do things-
scolded him for it.
Yeah, because like I said, just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it? You see
Tell
it?
it how it is.
Yeah, you see it?
All right, and I'm agreeing to it.
Yeah.
I am willing to tell
He
this story
confessed it.
equal.
He confessed.
I know. I'm willing to say that it's so because the parent does something that makes it right for the kid to go do it. Not saying that I'm his. legit
No,
parent.
I'm
I'm
just-
his older brother. So because I go to jail, I supposed to tell Rico, yeah, bro, you need to go to jail, get you some street cred.
You only see the fucking meme.
That ain't the point I was making, though.
Real G's
I
don't wear
was-
seatbelts, bro. Bad
Listen,
manners fly through the windshield.
There
Bro.
was a time when I used to just tell Rico, no, but you can't do that. So you know what Rico do? Disregard everything I say. And that's my approach. I used to tell him, no, you can't do that, cause this. And he disregard what I say and go do his own thing. Alright, well, it came to a point when it was like, hey, I getting blamed for everything he's doing. Now I look bad because this clown won't do his thing. Anyway, just to get on the topic of single parents versus dual parents. I feel that yes, there's things that two people can teach one person that you get more lessons out of two people than there's one. But I don't think just having a mother, because some of these moms out here work their ass off, and they do, and their kids grow up to be very successful, very stable.
Shout out to Linda. Shout out to Linda Moxie.
And that was never.
And
Dr.
that's
Moxie,
not the
shout
school.
out.
Let me
Yeah, he
just-
said,
let me
love
just-
you, mom. Mwah, mwah.
So when you have two parents, yes, I think you can learn more from two people than you can from one. But I don't think that takes anything from the kids that grow up in a single parent home. Yes, there are some kids that end up failures or in a lot of trouble. But I think more times out of none, it is that the single parent, is barely even involved with their kid's life. So like DJ say, they end up into the streets, and the streets is what caused them to get where they are. Not taking anything from my dad, but I think his approach made me worse than I truly was gonna be.
Says the man you are today.
What? At that time, the things that he did to me made me do the things that I did.
But they also make you the man you are today too.
I learned lessons from going to hell.
Yeah.
But so if I could take it back, I wouldn't want him to treat me the way he did.
No,
Yes, I did grow. I learned.
That's all I'm saying.
So you think I want to go back to jail, or I want to go relive jail?
No, that is.
And
not.
all of this, what he did is because he had both parents.
What?
The hell he been through because he had both
No,
parents.
the hell he
Ex-
been through is
exactly.
because he was a fucking rotten ass kid.
No, I was not.
Rodden.
No, I was not.
Rodden is the word he used out
I
of.
was not.
You was
I
You was a
picked
troublemaker.
on.
You was a
were
troublemaker.
spoiled.
You was a troublemaker.
You
I
were
was
spoiled.
I
He's
was
a
a troublemaker. I mean,
Yeah,
I was a no trouble.
So would me trying to help you? Anyway,
he
you know
learned
what?
from you.
Anyways,
You want me taking credit?
anyways, you good on that or?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, in my case, I mean, in single parenthood is one thing, but I don't think it's one of the biggest problems in America, bro. Because some of the best like players, like basketball players, NFL players, have single parents. Some entrepreneurs had single parents or no parents. You see, they saying things like that. So I wouldn't say it's a problem. Yeah, statistically, it's a
problem.
it's a
not the biggest problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in my case, bro, like my mom pretty much did everything and more, and more and more and more. My mom is Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day. You see what I'm saying? But I mean,
But it's November.
I just saying that she is that like basically for like
Look at
But-
DJ. He even kind of quick, like sort of fast.
this nigga stupid, Joe. Yeah, I learned that shit in the streets, bro. Racing in Angleton.
I say you sort of fast, bro. I didn't say you fast.
I was blazing. I was blindingly fast. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about me, but we're still gonna talk about me real quick. But yeah, I mean, in my case, but I mean, in my mom, my sister, like them niggas. Like my sister was my dad, bro. Like on some real shit. Like I mean, my dad was around. My dad was around. Like he was there. Like I could have talked to him on the phone and shit. But my sister was really my dad. Like on some real shit. So, but nonetheless, I mean, and I don't think it's like a major issue because let's say I'd have turned out to be some fucking gangster. I would have been another one of them statistics. Black man, ain't got no dad. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the case. But since I'm not that, it's still the same situation. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't call it a problem. I mean, and it's something that it's noticeable that there's a lot of homes that's a lot of single parent homes, but I don't consider it a major issue that's crippling America or whatever the case. Like, but that's my thoughts on it, bro.
I mean, I hear where you're coming from. I mean, clearly I disagree. To me, it's single parenthood is just one of those things. It's, yes, there are statistics, there are anomalies out there where single parents, the child in those situations turns out to be great.
That's an anomaly.
It is. Statistically, it is. It is outside of the norm.
Because you sort of quick, you were an anomaly, bro.
Nah, it's just one of those things. But when
Because I ain't in jail or dead, I's an anomaly, bro.
Exactly. Because a dad has to be there to stop that.
Hey,
Let him
Ain't-
have
ain't
let
your
him have
time to talk.
let him have a minute.
right?
Let him have 20 fucking minutes.
It's just one of those things where it's an anomaly because it's the lower side of the statistics. I mean, however you want to look at it, but it's a lower chance of that happening. So that's why it's the anomaly. But yes, you turned out to be great. But coming up, statistically, it would have said you wouldn't have come out that way.
Guess what I did?
But you did, and your mom did a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But mothers out there all the time are trying to do great jobs, since mothers tend to be majority of the single parents, and they try to do what they can as best as they can. Sometimes they can't help what the streets turn their child into, right? Because very much you grow up in the streets, and even you said you made mention of not doing illegal activities anymore, right? Right. My point is,
I never did illegal activities. Period. Okay.
My point is
Whistle.
the streets could have
He
the
just
streets
did
could have
periods.
could have synced their claws into you. It could have, but you rose out above that. You know what I mean? Even when it comes down to some of the friends and stuff.
I like how you making it sound like I some inspiring athlete. You know. But hey, keep it going, Tito. Keep it going.
Even coming
Because of
down
my
to
speed, nigga.
You
Keep
second
it going.
place, bro.
Keep it going.
You
coming
second
down.
place in the race.
Keep it going.
Henry, how about you?
My boy had both parents.
Yes.
Fuck, Dred. Fuck. Fuck, Dred. Okay, this episode over then. All right. You see that shit, right? All right.
But you never been to jail. He been locked up before.
Give us a shot of the week.
But hold on, man. I clear it out right now. And the thing is just statistically it is, but if you have people who grow up in 2-parent households, and statistically they would be better off as adults. If we have better adults, this transition all the way through where you got better adults treat people better. It's just a trickle down thing, you know.
But you also got homes with both parents. When Timmy you say "fuck you, dad" and "fuck you, mom,"
And shoot up the whole school.
Yeah, but again,
Columbine. Columbine. Then both of them kids.
that's
two
what we
parents.
need to research. All of these mass shooters. Let's see if they had both parents in their
Again,
home.
those are also statistical anomalies because they are outside of the norm, right? It happens. It's just what it is. The question is a child growing up. If they have a single parent versus a child growing up with 2 parents, who you gonna bet on that gonna succeed? Gonna be the one more likely to succeed?
The one who show more hustle.
Nah, they just born 1 parent, 2 parents. That's all the information you got.
I can say they babies. I can't tell you.
Okay, but statistically, we'll say
The baby that ain't crying.
The other one is a
he's
bitch.
a gangster. Yeah.
All right, so just give us the short of the week.
Anyway, oh man.
Nobody cared about your little.
Give us that espresso. Know what I mean? Express your feelings.
Right.
Espresso shot.
The shot of the week is, if you don't heal what hurt you, you'll bleed on who didn't cut you.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm sure
dope.
you did.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
It
dope.
is pretty dope. But whenever something happened to you, try to address it with who did it rather than taking it out on other people around you. You know?
Big facts.
That's right.
That's all I gotta say.
That's
I
right.
definitely agree with that. That's my opinion, though. But if you don't agree with that, it's also your opinion. But at the end of the day, your opinion don't count. So definitely subscribe, share it, comment, anything. But just get involved with your opinion don't count. To be honest, on YouTube, you just type it in. Definitely follow us on Instagram at Your Opinion Don't Count _YODC, and definitely hit us up on Facebook. We appreciate all the support we've been getting from y'all so far. Honestly, it makes us want to come in here and talk this shit, laugh, crack jokes, tell y'all a little bit about ourselves at the same time. But yeah, we love y'all. We just want y'all to like and subscribe and share and all that other good stuff. So this nigga do it over there.
It's a wrap. Don't forget to like our shit, share our shit, subscribe to our shit, because we ain't fucking around. We out.
This nigga points at the camera.
Yeah. Gotta give him that feel like they here. Man, that fucking 3D, you know what I mean?